the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hopefully,
Use that
everyone's
kind
back
of loosely.
is still good from shoveling snow or whatever you had to
Oh,
do.
we're working on it. Pushing cars, shoveling stuff.
Take a motion for approval of the amended agenda.
Make that motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have, minutes from the 19th and the 22nd.
I'll, after looking over both of those as printed, I'll make a motion to approve both March 19th and March 22nd minutes.
We have a motion for both days.
I'll second Eric's motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. General public concerns? None? Looks like, eight, can we start earlier, or can we do
Should probably wait a little
we
bit.
wait a bit?
Yeah.
How about, we can jump to the claims and let them get started on them? Anybody have a minute to look through the book? We had a couple
Yeah.
of questions we've asked earlier.
Wait a minute, I don't even see it on the list.
That's,
Oh, well, we don't have it, do we?
well, I do.
Is that on yours?
It's on the other list.
It's on the amended one.
Okay, I don't have the
Oh, I was
amended
looking
one.
at the other one, yeah.
I got my
Okay.
amendment out of the garbage can, it's there.
I was gonna say, I don't have the amended one, so, all
Oh,
right.
mine, the other one has both. This isn't the
I
amended
know.
one.
No, it's on the first one.
Approved claims.
No, that doesn't say claims, that says family farm credit.
I don't have,
There isn't, it's not on either one.
I don't have it on
Oh, you're
mine.
right.
I guess I don't either, I read the wrong one.
Well,
Do we need to back up the truck and...
Yeah, we do.
We better amend our
Better
agenda.
amend the amendment.
All right, I'll make a motion
First, you
to...
better, wait a minute, first you better reverse your motion on approving the amended agenda.
Okay, I'll make a motion to reverse the approval of the amended agenda.
I'll second that.
all right, so we have a motion to reverse the amended agenda, in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Carl, have you ever heard this being done?
It's the first time for everything.
I was gonna say, I haven't seen...
That's all right. Now make the- get
All
the
right,
back
now I'll
down.
make a motion for,
To add claims.
add claims to the amended agenda.
And I'll second the amended agenda with the claims on it.
I'm so damn confused, I'm just gonna say, well, anybody got any other questions?
When I put it in the minutes, it'll all make sense.
You betcha.
Okay.
We got it, it's official.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We do have an amended.
All right.
We approve the claims of $195,022 with no drainage.
There was no drainage at all either. so-
195 and what?
022.
022, okay.
I'll make a second on that.
Motion and a second, any discussion?
It was 195?
195,022.
Okay, so I got...
All in favor of that?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
I almost bought a new clock for it, it's $5 at Sam's Club.
So,
Okay, now you can go ahead and send.
okay, Ben, I think we're close enough.
Take those in there.
I wanna talk to Chris.
Want a motion to open a public hearing?
We have a motion to open the public hearing on our secondary roads budget.
I will second Dave's motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
It's open.
Good on.
I'm done.
That-
You got the short one.
That's C.
Yeah, that's a bad...
You might wanna just sit in the other chair, don't, that one may...
We thought
Oh,
about taking
okay.
it up
Pretty soon
to
you'll
the
just start to
judges
go a
or
little lower.
something. Just keep-
Yeah, that's gotta malfunction.
Yeah, but for visitors to complain.
He sat down and he just started going down.
Wondering if you guys are getting taller or
No.
shrinking? All right, I guess what, you guys all have copies of, and what I've got in front of me is basically the secondary road budget. Most of those numbers reflect the, local program and the local budget that you guys approved back in, January and February, as well as the secondary road construction program. This holds all of the projects that we have scheduled for the 5-year plan. And then what I've handed you guys is the, basically a summary of everything, all of the projects, where they're located, and what fiscal year they're programmed in.
We did tweak that a little bit,
We
back.
did, yes,
Bumped up a couple of box culvert projects, I believe.
from the work sessions that we had, projects 4 and 8 got bumped from, fiscal year 2020 to fiscal year 2019.
Yep.
And then to offset that, we also bumped up, projects 14 and 15 from 2021 to 2020. And then we added, the 3 projects at the bottom, 25, 26, and 27.
Mhm.
Looks like a lot going on in 2019.
Yeah, yes. Project number 1 is the one that we've already had the letting for. Contracts are at PCI right now to be signed and get their bond and everything. Projects 2 and 11 are paving that we'll let a year from now, still in fiscal year 2019. Obviously, project number 10, the paving job, they were supposed to start next week with,
I got pushed back a little
12,
bit.
14 inches of snow or whatever it is we got. I don't see that deadline happening. But I haven't talked to the contractor this morning to find out what they're thinking. I know they've got to come in and do some preliminary surveying ahead of time, and I don't think they've completed that yet. So, sounds like it's gonna get pushed back. The rest of these are, culvert jobs or, replacing bridges with culverts. Right now, Dave's working on a couple of them, and I got one just south of Thor that I've been working on in my free time. Does anybody have any questions?
Any comments from visitors?
Yeah, anybody got any comments on that?
Move we close the public
If
hearing.
not, we have a motion to close the public hearing,
Second.
and a second, to close the public hearing at 8:39. Now we look for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the county fiscal year 2019 secondary roads construction program.
We have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion?
You have to approve the budget as well.
Yeah. One at a time. We're approving the secondary road construction program.
Right,
Yes, I second that.
any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Budget on?
Hmm?
Is there a budget on?
Pose same sign?
No.
There's not.
Uh-uh.
No, there's not.
We don't have anything
Are you
for a budget
kidding
on
me?
here.
Oh, no.
We have the public hearing for the secondary road construction program and approve the Humboldt County secondary road construction program, but no budget was
No,
mentioned.
secondary road budget.
Like I said, most of these numbers are the same exact numbers that you guys have already approved. This is just submitting it in
Can we amend the
format,
budget? Amend it.
as opposed to...
Let me ask you this. Is it catastrophic if this is a week later for the official approval, because it officially has to be approved, or we need budget?
I gotta have it in by April 15th, and I guess the reason that I'm bringing it to you guys now is because I expected paving to be going on
We
next
can
week.
wait. Mm-hmm.
So if you guys wanna table that and wait for...
Well, we don't want to. We don't want
Otherwise,
to.
we're gonna have to amend.
We better just wait till next week.
I mean, usually the two, I guess, coincide, and I copied the same minutes off of what Paul had for approval last year for the wording.
No, we're not questioning anything, but protocol dictates that it's on the agenda, and we've got the road construction program approved.
Yeah.
We haven't done a budget on the agenda to approve.
We put that on agenda next week and make...
That's why I'm asking this.
Yeah.
Well, I think you adopted, I don't know that you have to approve it. From the looks of the wording on the
Yeah.
first page, it says the budget was adopted by the Board of Supervisors.
Still an official action, just technicality, but that's what I'm asking, Ben, is it on the budget?
No, it's not catastrophic, I've still got it.
Well, then we'll just...
Put it on next week.
table it till next
It'll be on next week, stop by, we'll adopt
You
it
get to come
and
back again.
move on.
We'll put you on at 8:32
Yep.
Okay.
again.
Yeah, 'cause like you said, we've been through this and you're not
That's what
bringing
happens.
Nothing new.
forward any big changes on anything.
No.
Just technicality.
Yeah. I know you wanna try a triple amendment.
Then you was gone all weekend, that's what happened, I didn't get the agenda
All
right.
my fault.
No.
Well, sorry about the, confusion on that. We didn't get it handled quite at the same time.
Correct.
So we got them out running?
Yes, everyone is out running right now, trying to basically kick back all the fingers that have drifted over the night. I know north of Badger still had quite a bit on the northbound lane this morning. Otherwise, yeah, most of the roads look pretty deep.
It's just due, in fact, the wind blew, and it blew across, and there's, I would caution everybody driving on blacktop roads, north to south, to be
Yeah,
careful.
they're still nasty.
Yeah, it's not...
There's just spots that there's not, and it blew across, it's
You always hear about Webster County being better than Humboldt. I came down last night and Humboldt's better than Webster County this time.
Yeah, I've gotten a couple people that sent me pictures that have said,
Yeah.
the Humboldt County was better than Webster's this time, so...
Well, good, we're having a comparison, maybe next year we'll see if we can get a contest going and we'll win the trophy.
We'll all get a trophy.
Well, you're right. We'll get a little trophy we can display.
Did we get Colorado done?
Everything got run yesterday, at least in one direction, if not two.
Okay.
Were you talking south of Highway 3? Yeah.
Yeah, he was worried about it, trying to get a truck in.
Our blademan, basically, I talked to him about 11 o'clock yesterday morning, and he went all the way over to Gilmore, and then he was working his way back towards town. And at 4:30, I got a text that he was back in the barn, so...
It's really tough conditions on secondary roads with this kind of weather.
Well,
It's
this
extremely
is what's
difficult.
now, I'm sure we've gotten quite a few mailboxes.
Yeah, well, that, and the fact of trying to get rid of most of the snow and leave all of the rock, it's tough.
Well, we had, what, I don't know how much rain did we have Friday night? It
Oh.
rained like, it was July.
A fair amount.
About a half an inch, I think, in my rain gauge before.
Just a mess.
And you can just see the ones that got too close to the edge of the parking lot in town, and it just peels the dirt right off like, so,
And then think of that on how many miles of
yeah.
road, and most of them being in pretty decent shape, we'd like to not ruin our own roads. So, it's a happy medium, and it's not perfect, but I think the guys did a really good job and the best they could do under poor conditions.
Well, give them our thanks again, and
Yeah,
tell them
I
all
will.
be safe again.
Like I said, we had some guys that even came in and stayed at the shop Friday night because they didn't know if they'd be able to make it in Saturday, so. I had to commend them for that, I don't know
Exactly.
if people that do that.
You buy him pizza?
Huh?
Did you buy him pizza?
I'll have to get them something.
And then tough conditions on Saturday, it didn't let up until late in the day. And they went out,
We ran till 5.
and they went out and fought through, it's still snowing pretty good, but got the crap off of the hard surface roads, and that made a huge difference, and it really cleaned them up nice, and they were good by the end of the day on Saturday. And when the wind blows across the roads at night, you just have to be careful.
It's just miserable.
They really did, they cleaned stuff up and did a nice job on the roads.
I'll pass that on.
Thank you again. All
See you
right.
next week, briefly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah.
All right, it looks to me that we have can we go early with Brian?
Mhm.
You bet.
Brian, I don't think we messed yours up. Come on up. Brian Scow, do you know all?
No, heard of him.
All right.
Hi,
I
Brian.
know most of your faces.
Brian is gonna be our new, acting zoning person.
I made a call to Brian one day, a suggestion of, Rick. I went out and twisted his arm, and he likely said yes.
He actually woke me up from my noon nap, but I let that go.
Well,
Then he came and beat on my car.
we,
No, we're glad to have you help us out.
we appreciate your willingness to at least help us out, and I guess we'll see what happens down the road, but, he is doing the Humboldt, right? You do.
Yeah, I started for this, doing the city of Humboldt a month or two ago, something like that. And I've been on the Board of Adjustment for the last year or two. For you that don't know, in my daily duties, I'm a certified general real estate appraiser, so I do commercial, residential, farmland, and livestock facilities, so.
Aren't you involved in the real estate
Yes, I have a
business?
real estate
That's where I've
Yeah.
seen and heard of you.
Yep, I work with Groveland.
Okay.
But for the most part, I do appraisal, but I do have my real estate license, so.
So you have pretty good background on the zoning, and you have been doing it for the city of Humboldt.
Yeah, I'm just getting started, so, I've been an appraiser since 2009, and I'm always working with zoning and aerial maps and such for, commercial, residential, livestock facilities and farmland, always checking the zoning on every appraisal, so I'm
Familiar with it.
familiar with the process, but exactly the day-to-day details on it, I'm still learning that, because I just, say, a month or so ago, I started doing that.
We had a couple in the pile you came up and worked on already, I believe, didn't you?
Yeah, one of them I signed, and another one, been doing some reading on, and I found it takes 1 pot of coffee to read the zoning ordinance, so.
Yeah, that's, at least it didn't take
Was it
two.
too hot? Yeah.
But, no, I need to visit with Peggy on that, and get that squared away.
So obviously you just started in the zoning thing in the city,
Right.
so this might be a big question to ask, but you feel pretty comfortable on, countrywide, countywide zoning permits coming into you.
Yeah, I guess I'm used to the baptism by fire.
I think, and you have experience on the appraisal side
Yeah.
out in the country, so.
Yeah, I mean, I work around the state for livestock facilities, and so I'm used to calling, whomever and getting the answers that I need, and, I'm used to tough calls, dealing with lenders and stuff like that, so, I'm comfortable with that, so.
Brian's got a pilot's license, I get mad at me if he comes back home.
Yeah. What's the protocol for getting permits to Brian, so someone's building a machine shed out in the county someplace and they need a permit?
Currently, they've been stopping in our office. We have copies of the zoning permits. We give them a permit, let them fill it out, bring it back, then we've been scanning them and emailing them to Brian. The first one, we gave him a hard copy because he happened to be in the office.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first one, he went out and checked, visited with the farmer and made sure everything was okay and where it should be, and came back, signed off on it, gave it to us. We deposited the check, made a copy for the assessor's office, made a copy for E911, and, typed a letter up to send to the homeowner to let him know that it was approved.
Is this undue workload because of all the stuff you have going on in the auditor's office?
It's a little extra, and I was gonna ask you guys if it was okay if I had Chris Michelson take over that and do that. My schedule is just crazy.
Yeah, did you check with Chris?
Chris had mentioned ahead of time, when we first were talking about it, that if I needed some help, she'd be more than
I would
welcome.
think so.
Very, very ambitious, and she does.
We need someone who can type up the letters and get them out when you give the final approval,
Where do we keep our
someone to do the
files?
copies and stuff.
How about the filing system? Where do
Right
we-
now, it's here,
Okay, that's
in
what
our
I wondered.
office.
Do we have an extra file cabinet up here, or how are we gonna handle it?
Yeah, we do. We have an extra drawer. I don't know,
Okay.
once that gets full, hopefully we'll have someone in place by the time
So this would be
we
your
have that
headquarters?
problem.
Well, we appreciate Brian doing it,
Sure.
and I appreciate your background
Yeah,
for
yeah, no.
city and the county,
Happy
but
to help out.
how did this work before? We're not trying to put more workload on the auditor's office, that's why I asked.
I know. We've got
When
elections
we had
coming
a
up.
full-time, quote-unquote, part-time, full-time zoning person, they kept track of all
Her
this?
office, and I assume
Yeah.
she brought the papers up to the,
So I'm just asking, I'm not trying to put more workload on Brian, but I'm just wondering, do we need he's so graciously approve taking this on for the time being. Do we need the auditor's office involvement, or,
If he's willing to do the letters and the deposits and everything else, I mean, we can pass it on to him. I just didn't want to overwhelm him.
no, we don't wanna overwhelm him.
Maybe,
So-
maybe in the interim till we see how things are gonna flow, if you guys could do that, and maybe I could transition into it.
I'd say that might
But
be
just,
best.
yeah, just right now, you know, moving my schedule around for appraisal work, so I have time for the
Yeah.
city and the county, and be easier.
And we really don't know what the workload is.
Exactly, that,
Yeah.
Is this fair with you? I mean, we appreciate it, the interim, and like Rick said, it would be a little bit of a learning experience down the road here a few months, and then maybe we can
go from there. I
make
figured-
something more permanent.
I figured
past
right
that.
now I would just, you know, you need to get something done, so I'm
Mhm.
happy to step in and help out however I can, and we can work out the details, you know.
There you go.
So if we do that, Chris can keep track of what comes to the office, Brian can get ahold of it and take care of it.
You can
So,
do the field work, and Chris will do the paperwork, and...
sounds like a pretty good plan right now, I just wanna make sure everybody's not,
Good mix.
you know,
Mhm.
Yep, and I'm very
Yeah.
pleased with Brian, what he's done so far.
Thank you, Brian.
If you ever need to see a file, I think there's a file of past activity down at the office in
Yeah,
there.
it's not here yet.
I asked
but-
lots of
We're gonna bring it up
questions,
here.
so.
We'll figure it
I
out.
think we're due for some
We'd rather
additional
have that.
information in the near future.
Yes,
Perfect.
yes.
Well, do we need a motion then?
Yep, I make a motion that we approve Brian for interim zoning director.
I'd second Dave's motion.
We have a motion and a second,
Under the discussion phase here, we have not agreed on anything as far as how we're going to
Compensation,
pay.
yeah.
Yes.
That's my...
Oh, we thought he was doing it out of the kindness of his
Well-
heart, of the discussion.
I think
Well,
there
until
should
we-
be
until
some
we know what
mileage
was-
in there and some...
Until we know what was
Okay.
involved, I didn't know what,
Yeah.
you know.
Their zoning was not, I'm just trying to relate this, technically, full-time, was it an hourly?
It was 8 hours a week.
is what
But
they
that
were
includes your
paying for.
safety and your HIPAA and all this other stuff,
Adjustment and
yeah.
zoning.
I think it's
Everything,
compensated
8
by the
hours a
city,
week.
by unit,
That's why,
by
that's what I was
time.
thinking, it was
Well, the
time.
building permits are much more expensive there, so I get a percentage of the
Okay.
building permit,
Okay.
so.
You're a little broke, getting county building permits, 'cause I
Yeah,
don't think they
yeah,
cost
the
anything.
$30 ones and the no charge for
Think that-
adding
Yeah.
Don't think that's
We'll bump that to 80%.
I think you wanna go on a percentage off of building permits.
Yeah, but, no, I'm flexible on that.
Are you more agreeable to a hourly? Do you wanna keep track of your hours?
You know, I can do that,
Or
and,
permit basis, or...
yeah, I'm not looking at gouging anybody, I just, if I get paid for my time and...
Well, we do want you to get compensated for your time, but
Yeah, I mean, that's, and I
After
realize
doing
there's not gonna be a whole lot of them.
you never know. It's feast or famine type
Yeah,
deal,
it all depends
probably.
on the complexity of it.
Mhm. Some take
And
more,
the other
longer than others.
thing is how many of them come in and get them?
Once you keep track of your hours, we'll try and make it right with you.
That's kind of what I thought, and when we don't know what all is involved, and it's kind of a different situation with me, not being in position elsewhere for the county. Yeah, I'm happy with that, to just kind of keep track of my time, and, you know, when I'm reading code and stuff like that and catching up, I'm not, you know, I'm not figuring that time in dedicated to one permit. You know, I'm not looking at padding hours, you know.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these probably take minimum of 1 hour. I mean, even a real easy one, you know, there was a real easy one north of town that I think the first one that I took care of on Tuesday, and, you know, by the time I drive out there and drive back and study it a little bit, spend a few minutes with the person, I don't see how you could do it any quicker than an hour, and if
Yeah.
there's any administrative duties involved, then it would be more than that.
Sure.
But,
Can we get by without setting an amount per hour, or do we need to set an amount per hour?
You're okay until he actually turns the timesheet in, and then...
Yeah, we got him hired, now we just gotta discuss the amount.
And we decided that
We got a good start
So
in
are
that
we-
direction.
good with them, we're gonna do it per hour, and then we're gonna discuss the per hour amount once we get the first
Yeah.
time.
yeah, I'm happy with that.
Are you including mileage in there too?
I think so.
I think
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna have to,
Yep.
especially if he's going...
Or if you wanna, well, it's up to you, I mean, if you, do you
I
want
think-
mileage, or you wanna include the mileage, you know, your time and the hour?
Probably keep the mileage in there.
You should
Yeah,
get,
you know, like the other one, I think I had 25 miles just to run out and look at the
right.
line.
Why don't you factor in mileage and then time?
Okay. Check a bolt.
All right, so we have a motion and a second on the hire, and we'll figure out the details as we proceed.
Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
Any
for filling the
questions,
void.
call or email me.
All right.
I can pretty much get you 7 days a week.
Well, thank you for doing
Thank you
this.
very much.
Thank you.
We have a few minutes until our drainage. We have a Class C liquor permit or license for an outdoor service Sunday sales for Humboldt Country Club effective April 2018. Are all those in order?
Yep, Dram Shop has been okayed on this, everything looks in order.
Make a motion to approve the Class C liquor license Sunday sales
Just anywhere
for
down there.
Country Club.
Okay, we have a motion, and is there a second?
No, second.
Motion and a second, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. 1-day transfer of a wine and beer permit for Wimpens Floral and Gifts.
This is, the regular liquor license for Wimpens, and they wanna transfer it for a 1-day, April 2nd to April 3rd. So, they are
Oh, they're
just moving
just
their 1-day permit for
Moving
an
it from one
event.
day to the next day, not,
Mhm.
okay.
I'd move a referral transfer of Wimpens request for a 1-day liquor sales.
We have a motion
I'll second it.
and a second, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. All right, let's see. Do you have anything else there, Peggy?
Look real quick.
Morning.
Mm-mm.
Well,
Cancel.
do we wanna,
Oh, I did wanna mention just real quick to you guys. I know that over the years, somehow or other, our zoning map has disappeared. I know we had it when Doug was out to Secondary Road Shop, but I don't know where it went after that. Nobody seems to be able to find,
that's been a long time.
yeah. But we need to have an official zoning map. What we've got in our zoning book is just a black and white that's shaded in, very hard to tell. No street names on it, no nothing. I'm not sure why it hasn't been done before now. It should have been. So I am asking for your permission to get a hold of somebody. Midas, I've talked to Shirley down there, and they're willing to put something together for us.
Yeah, where do you get
That's what I
such,
said.
where do you get such a thing?
That was the first question I was gonna ask, where do
Yeah.
you get a zoning map?
Exactly.
Is it-
Well, I would venture to say, just dig in and see what you gotta have, 'cause we gotta have it.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, and whoever comes in would really appreciate having
Well,
Yeah.
that to
yeah,
look at, 'cause that's the first thing that Brian asked for, and I said, well, we don't have anything. I checked with Melody, and she said, nope, she didn't have it
Hmm.
either, and never did have it.
I'd go through Midas and get one made. They're
Okay.
pretty good.
yeah, we have, absolutely, as soon as possible.
Okay, I can do that. Okay.
Well, we are at roughly 9 o'clock, and that sends us towards the drainage issues, so we'll have to do our committee reports after.
Make a motion to go into drainage.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries for drainage.
I'll get Trish after I knock everything all over here.
We, lacking our drainage,
We got one more,
Hmm?
we got one more item down here for...
Didn't look to see if he's here or not.
Farm credit. We come back out of drainage.
pretty sure.
Is that on yours?
Mhm.
Bruce,
Yes.
do you have more on that construction program other than the map? Or is it just a map that you brought in?
What construction?
Oh, the 5-year plan?
Oh,
That's about it, really.
that's basically all it is. I mean, we got the,
Oh, okay.
you're
Budget.
welcome to look through that.
What's the road like?
Where
over
was
your
the farm
place?
credit?
Very-
Oh, at the very top?
The blacktop
Approve cancel
was,
farm credit
in
tax.
spots, it
Let me
was
forget
100% snow and ice.
Where it moves off?
Yeah,
Yep.
and then other places perfectly fine.
We do that before the report.
That's the scary part.
Mhm.
And
Just
there's
that-
and there's a pickup in the ditch just before the first curve.
Who's that
on
for?
Tower Cave.
I don't know.
It's just bone dry, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden,
Yeah,
it's like
like
that.
that.
That's probably me driving 60 and then you hit ice.
Maybe,
So slow down.
maybe Janet will come in.
I got to the first
Slip and slide all the way down.
Attention the rest of the
Well,
way.
yeah, Janet will come in maybe.
There he is.
West Bend where I did, so.
Give me-
Yeah, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
You don't have
We're
any
just
snow up
discussing,
your
there's
way,
some
do you?
pretty bad spots on the road.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get snow east, west?
Yeah, we got 5 or 6 inches.
For
Oh,
one
poor
trip.
boy.
Yeah,
Anyone
with
from
this
one
much
trip.
ice underneath. Rough ice, so you
Not
drive on
anymore?
it, but
That was your total snow over the weekend?
I think so. It's hard to tell, because so much of it
How
is
much?
wet, you just went 5 or 6 inches.
Well, did you bring your pickup?
No,
Well, I was gonna say, with that pile, we'll send as much as you can haul, and you can take it back towards
there you go.
people up there so they don't feel cheated.
Yeah.
We got our share,
I think
but I don't even
14.
think over towards Mason City, they...
Oh, wow, they,
16?
oh, we had to have a solid foot.
Trish can tell
Yeah,
by
that was-
ice.
that was at 14.
How do you measure snow anyway?
How do you measure?
Go out in the open, and then you put it and measure down.
Most of my problem was where it blew up in front of every building.
Well, Dave says
And you
14
cannot
inches.
move the damn stuff.
We had 14.
Well, that's what Dave
Well, I
says.
think anywhere from...
In my yard, it felt like 4 feet.
14.
Yeah,
I mean, my yard, the whole damn yard was about this deep, 'cause it all blew.
It
It
blew,
spilled
and
in my
it was
yard.
bad.
It was awful, wet, heavy
We
stuff.
I got the end of my drive cleaned out Saturday morning, middle of the morning, and I heard somebody come, I turned around, here comes the city guy.
Plowed a chest.
I gave him the look. He picked the plow up as he went by and then put it back down. I cleaned most of it, so there wasn't gonna be,
It was pretty
My
stuff,
poor old
especially when you
snowblower
push
wouldn't
it,
hurt
it
to blow it.
had a blue tip to it.
Yeah, did you notice
That's
that?
the worst kind. That means that's about 90%
Yeah.
water.
Yeah, there's a lot
we
of
don't have
water.
any issues other than the elevator and the, probably trying to clean snow over there and well, I got a picture of my truck up in Laverne trying to load corn, and there's 15 trucks sitting there waiting, 'cause they can't get into... Oh, well. All right, we're at Drainage District 84 reclassification hearing.
This is the Bradgate area and areas to the north. What I gave you was a printout that spread $10,000 in cost. You do have some repairs that were done up there. Granhoy did repairs in town to try and take care of some of the severe drainage problems they were having. He did find the problem area and got it fixed. I'm anxious to see how things are this spring.
He was in the other day and he commented that, in the whole town, nobody's sump pumps were even running.
Oh, fantastic.
So evidently, it,
Oh,
He asked for
Huge
permission
improvement.
to put an intake over by the
ball diamond.
All Diamond, because that's where the water is ponding over there, and they think if they can put a intake on that side, then it'll get rid of the water and then it won't back up and come across.
yeah, I can see that being
So we-
beneficial.
Yeah, we gave him permission to do that,
Good
so
idea.
they're gonna put it in at their cost. We just had to give them permission to put it on the main.
Excellent, glad we came in and asked.
Mhm.
Doesn't appear anybody got a real jab on this deal.
No, not too bad, you know, the cost per acre, the highest one was like $60, but their assessment's only $9.41. Yeah, there just aren't any big assessments. We use the usual procedure where, residential ground, property is, starts at 20 and goes up to, I think, 40, and commercial goes from 40 to 100. We use the amount of hard surface on the properties to adjust them. Yeah, I guess that's it in a nutshell. Not real big, 789 acres. And you spread out that cost. The average cost per acre is $12 and something, but, that's deceiving because most of the areas are so small. So,
This is a project that is completed.
Done.
It was done a
Yeah.
while back.
yes. Yep. And this is to get this in effect so it can be used for any levies you're gonna do.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
we'll
is this
also locally.
is this an illustration, or are we gonna be levying any of these amounts?
I'm not sure,
It's been done
This one's-
already.
okay, this one's been done because it was such a small amount, so,
There's no pending levy on this one then, because it was done?
Cost the county $1,300 and Bradgate $1,200. Rest of it's farmland.
yes, yes.
All right, so with that, we need a motion to accept this.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept reclass, or the classification of the District 84.
We have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carries. Now we are gonna move to drainage 92.
Okay, this is the Gilmore area, it's tile that's actually in Gilmore. This, we use the same kind of point
Railroad.
system again.
I don't know.
These areas are some that have already had hefty assessments because of the big project that was done. This is to cover the repairs in town, that fall on the tile in town. We spread $65,000, I'm not sure how that is with respect to what you actually ended up with. When we talked a while back, Trish and I, that's the number I came up with to try and spread. You see most of the residential properties are fairly small. Casey's got hit because of over hard surface. Theirs is 761. I think the elevator got hit fairly hard because they have so much hard surface. Pick some of those up.
Just because the railroad objects, does that mean we can't assess them?
No, no, oh, you see, okay, Trish, did you give me a copy of the
Yes.
railroad letter? Thought they might even be here today, but,
Wow.
I just saw that objection this morning, and I didn't go in and look at how much levy they had.
The way they talk wouldn't be very much.
Yeah, here's, I see two very near the end of the report,
Yeah.
and they add up to about $5,700. They're like anybody else, and they're considered commercial, so we put them higher than the residential properties, just by the nature of the use, higher use, I guess is what we like to say. I would stand by our points on theirs, because it is the commercial endeavor.
Can you give the background on this District 92 again? This is
Yeah,
a
this
completed
is-
project?
This is, District 92 is a tile that runs, is in Gilmore, and it connects to DD number 2, that was that HOTS project, yeah. So, some water in Gilmore gets into this tile and gets into 2. And because that access is there and available, they're included in that reclassification. There was considerable work done in town repairing 92. I think this might have been before you were on.
Yeah, that's why I have to kinda,
Yeah.
I figured it had some, but I'd just like the background information.
There was, I think it was over a block. Do you remember how much pipe you replaced?
Yeah, it was over a block.
Over a block, okay. And then there was paving the surface too. I can't remember how that came out, in fact.
It needs to be redone though.
Still does? Okay,
It's got a dip.
okay. So, yeah, and then part of it was in the street or along the edge of the street where there was asphalt, so that had to be patched back, and it sounds like there's been some settlement there, which is fairly typical. Doug Marshall did the repair work in town. there's some question as far as how much use that the district tile gets, but it's there, available, some of the water gets there. Some of it is taken west of town, in a storm sewer system. So, but you don't get out of a district, it's just the, benefits vary, so.
Some of the ag land within the city property, city limits?
I think there is, I'm just trying to see if, I was gonna look at that and I didn't.
Right,
Oh.
just check it,
Which
I
one?
think it's Copeland's ground,
Oh.
probably.
Okay.
Okay,
'cause it's a hearing.
How many, active intakes are there hooked up to that though?
we don't know for sure. I mean,
Well, I think there's only two. One over by the Methodist church and one clear down by the elevator.
possible, I guess.
And the rest of the water all goes in the storm sewer going west. So I don't know why the assessment is so high for, especially Gilmore City, because
Because you have the other
probably
system.
90% of that water goes to Pocahontas County and the dredge.
Well, this is where drainage attorneys talk about it's there to use. Fair or not fair, I'm not to say, I guess, but it's there to use. The city was looking forward, looking ahead when they went in and did this storm sewer. I'm sure it made a big difference
Oh,
in
yeah.
town. And that was, the city did
But
that
that
in
92 had been plugged for like 15 years also, so that's where we got, slammed with all that water. Because it wasn't going out that tile until we finally got something done with it.
Uh-huh.
Always liken that to a highway, even though they put a highway by my house and I always go that way, I still have to pay for what goes the other way.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing in all this. And like you said, that, it'd been damaged for a long time. The decision was made to go in and get it corrected. Doug Marshall did the work, I think he did a fine job, and the parts of it I saw. I stopped there 2 or 3 times with questions.
Had it collapsed, or what was the problem?
Oh,
It was just, yeah, that's the way I
Yeah.
remember. It was just right after I got on this when that was going on, they dug it up, and it was basically, pictures showed
Almost 100% full, wasn't it?
Full of dirt, huh?
Yeah.
But the school district wasn't planning on that assessment, were they?
No. No, again, with all that impervious area, nearly all their water runs off from building, parking,
Yeah.
and they own
Yeah.
a fair amount of ground. So just several factors working against them also,
Mhm.
so.
Well, there again, this isn't an outstanding levy, this is just a request.
This one will be,
This one will be? Are these the numbers?
not necessarily.
Not necessarily, or is this kind of an example type?
Example.
Example.
We're trying to get a ballpark number for total cost. I mean, I think we're relatively close, but
So,
it's more, considering the example, to give people an idea.
it's not an exact, but it's not way off.
Right. It's getting a number to use to give people an idea what that levy might be.
Well, the age of this thing warrants that we have to move forward with it here pretty soon,
Yeah.
Mhm.
because it's gotta be going on over 2 years, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
At least, yeah.
Yeah. could
So
be.
we gotta
Yeah.
make a decision on it,
Yeah.
sooner or later. We can't just keep pushing it down the road and saying,
Yeah.
well,
And Rick, on the reclassification stuff, this is all just, like you said, the protocol of drainage.
Mm-hmm.
This is sort of after the fact, like the other one on 84 is kind of after the fact on the
Mhm.
reclassification. Of course, 84 doesn't have anything else to be
Right.
levied, but
Right.
why is it, don't we normally reclassify prior to? Why are we doing this after? I just-
Usually try to do them either before or during construction. You guys have made the decision, it's worked out well to do pre-classifications.
Right,
That gives people a really good idea early.
right.
this
And we didn't start doing that until about 2 years ago.
Right.
So this was done before that
Right.
process
And
started.
this was a repair, it started with a repair,
Yeah.
and then it's basically an outlet charge due to two, right?
Basically, well,
Yeah.
and this is to cover any additional repairs on 92 in Gilmore.
Mhm.
That's what it's for. So, yeah, you've made the right moves in doing pre-classifications or actually finishing the reclass beforehand. It just, when we just go by averages, you've all seen it, it can be twice as much as the average or half the average.
So there's always been a number 92 drainage
Yes.
district. And so this is a reclassification, so it's been tweaked somewhat.
Yes, yes.
So you
Yes,
brought
definitely.
in,
And the tweaking is the benefit.
people,
Yes.
That's the
people
tweaking
weren't
paying
part.
what they-
What the
didn't really
benefit is.
add or subtract any
No.
entities.
There might have been a few small annexations, just to be sure we had the watershed covered, but that was it. That's the only change property-wise.
So the reclassification was the percentages, so. to
Yeah,
speak.
Yes.
your average benefit per acre is what's.
That's what was really
Yeah.
the biggest change in
Yes,
this one.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And I agree with Bruce, so the approximate whatever amount that would be levied, does that go back because of that, does it tie back into that drainage district number 2 project needing to be?
This will be independent. This is strictly the work on 92 in town, mostly with Doug Marshall.
Okay.
And then the paving repair, I think Blacktop Service did that, I
Yeah,
believe.
I remember them.
Okay.
Okay, so I just wanna, there again, it's a little, you have to catch up a little bit, I mean, I'm
Oh,
familiar
sure.
too,
No, no,
but this
that-
does drain into number 2.
Yes, correct.
But this is not a payment towards that project,
No.
this is its own
That's right.
project.
That's
And
right.
it's just paying for work done on this
Yes.
district, or in this district.
Correct.
So Lowell, you're here just questioning Gilmore City's assessment and the letter from UP, but also,
So they didn't get any benefit,
yeah,
same deal.
Yeah, the Gilmore City levy is open for discussion for sure. We did it similar, a little less, or a little as far as average benefit than the DOT, because more of their right-of-way is paved, typically. But they're higher than residential significantly, and that's how they've been done in the past, but,
is it for,
The streets are higher than what the residential is?
yeah. More runoff typically, with the paving and some sidewalks and, yeah. Certainly can be discussion on adjustments or,
Now, the more concrete you have, the higher the levy usually.
yeah.
I'm assuming the ones that are 100% benefit are the streets.
Yes, last year they 100?
Some are,
100.
one of them,
there's 2 of them that are 100.
Okay, those,
137.
that would be all paved,
Yeah,
basically.
that's what I'm
Yes.
assuming is, where it's totally paved.
Oh, yeah, those are the co-op. Yes, 100% hard surface on some of those.
well,
I guess we're just questioning the benefit, you know.
Yeah, with what you've done for storm
Yeah,
sewer.
we spent over $1 million on our storm sewer project and lining, 4th Street and all the laterals on that, so.
Yeah, they've taken a lot of pressure off of 92, a lot of pressure off by the storm sewer work they did.
Obviously, that water goes someplace else,
Yes,
It goes all the way across town to Pocahontas County.
yes.
good place for it.
Well, there's a dredge, there's an open dredge.
Right.
So, I mean.
It was
closer,
it was a great project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And we had basements flooded and, you know, and.
Okay. All right,
Taking care of that.
I know in ag land, when the people come in and prove that their tile takes water out of the district, you do reductions.
Yes.
So why don't you do that in this situation? Just a question.
Yeah, well,
When the guy proves to you that they have done this work and their water does actually go somewhere else.
the difference in this one is that
How much of it?
everybody's affected, it isn't just somebody along the edge. So we'd have to reduce everybody's, which we can't do. Everybody's water was taken, some of everybody's water was taken west instead of going south. So, in a typical situation where this happens, it's maybe somebody along the edge of a district and they've tiled out 30 acres.
Yeah.
That's pretty clear cut, make a reduction, and we do that all the time. Is it related enough that the city took the bull by the horns and did this pipe and took pressure off, so the city shouldn't get hit as hard? Probably, but we didn't allow for that at the time that this was done. Not to say it isn't, it's
And
definitely...
in a sense, the people in town pay the city's taxes, so they're gonna pay it anyway.
Yeah.
So by moving it around, it doesn't change anything. It just makes the city feel a little better,
I'm not sure how...
if that makes any sense.
Kind of. I gotta take a minute to get my mind around that, but
Well,
they're gonna pay
that
for
was
it.
the problem before, I mean, yeah, you pay your taxes, and
Yeah,
that go towards, you know,
Mhm.
relieving a little pressure from this kind of a...
This big hit. Well, the small town budgets are tight, I'm not
Well,
telling you.
exactly, that's the,
And
when
we, yeah.
they don't have,
Yeah,
I'm not saying they got a dime or they got $1 million in the bank, but when you throw something like this in a small town,
$29,000 into our budget is...
They're-
It's a big
that's-
deal, yeah.
put the hurts for the next 2 years, try to make it up.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's a big hit, absolutely.
But unfortunately, it's either gonna be there, or we're gonna say, okay, well, we'll make it better with you guys, so we'll adjust yours. It's gotta go somewhere, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, the city people are still gonna pay it.
That's what I'm saying, and it's just gonna get
Levied through the
distributed
city or
out
levied
amongst
through this,
the-
about what it amounts
people.
to.
Is this 92 geographically, is it almost all in the city limits?
Yes.
Is there any that's out of the city limits, or just
Yes.
little,
I think it's all, I think it catches
Well, it goes
within,
clear south, doesn't it, and then hooks up to the...
and I'm not sure where the actual
Whether that other
out
one...
end of 92 is and the upper end of that lateral of 2 is. It's very near.
well, there might be some landowners listed that are not in the city limits, but most of them are.
Yes.
Is
Yeah,
that,
huge percentage are.
okay. Not, we don't need to specify, but,
Yeah, here's the southwest quarter, the southwest quarter 6, and here's the east half of the southwest quarter. So, yeah, there's a little bit at the south end, but not very much. Because then it turns into a lateral of 2. So it's, yeah. We did a lot of digging with maps and finding out where things were with this. I'm not sure how to look at this, the city itself, I guess. I understand, and it's a hit.
but is the gist of this, if you would, for whatever reason, lower the city's percentage, it's gonna go up someplace else.
Oh, yeah, every other one will go up.
Reassigns it or redistributes it to
Is
the...
that kind of along your analogy?
Well, yeah, I mean, either this levies it to the homeowner directly, or you levy it to the city, then the city levies it to the homeowner, basically.
So if you're saying if you
If you
reduce
build- if you
the
build it-
amount to
if
the
you build
city,
it-
it's gonna go up to everybody else, and that was what I'm trying to
It's a lose-lose for everybody.
that's why I say most of this is in the city limits, so their other assessment goes up. Did the
We get
individual
$65,000
person didn't tell me.
has to be
No,
made
it-
somewhere.
no, they're gonna pay it no matter what. Whether the city pays it, then they pay the city.
Right, that's that, where, you know, 'cause like,
Yeah.
trying to get this all pieced together so it makes
Yeah,
sense, but
With the cities, the payment to the city would just be through property tax. There isn't any levy for the,
right, they don't, the city doesn't levy,
Right.
but it's just a drainage district levy.
Through the property taxes.
yes.
Well, on the flip side, this amounts to a repair, sounds like it was a good repair, and so moving forward, yeah, anything can happen in drainage districts,
Yeah.
moving forward, but it doesn't sound like you'd be
The
probably
only other
looking
way
at
you'd have, yep.
too much more.
Would be to reduce theirs a little bit and pass it on to the people. Then the next time we have a hearing, the people are gonna come over here, 'cause they're gonna be mad that theirs went up, 'cause the cities went down.
That's what I mean,
We're damned if we do and damned if we don't.
sort of.
Somehow the 65,000 still has to be paid.
This isn't necessarily a great thing, but the city does have the option of paying it over time, but they can entertain interest,
Right.
significant interest.
Well, to Bruce's comment, this is gaining on a 2-year, this has been done 2 years? That this,
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and when you say interest, yeah, I speak to, we better get this resolved and taken care of, otherwise, that needs to stop.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Some of these smaller assessment amounts, the interest on them is gonna be,
There's probably 25,000 goes to school districts.
It's significant, yeah.
I mean, not quite that
A lot
much.
of the elevator, and a lot of the city of Gilmore.
well, I have one other, we're discussing this, same district, what's the deal with the railroad?
Yeah, what is their benefit right now? I was trying to find them on this list.
Very at the end.
The last two, or the last page,
We treated them similar to streets.
Okay,
They're
77.
relatively low end of commercial use.
Yeah, I was gonna say they are.
$5,600.
It's just the terminology I hear people using is a higher use. Whether you consider it that personally or not, as a higher
Yeah.
use, but railroad is a commercial business. They probably have more money than all of us put together, but,
Well, what's their, you've read the letter, Rick,
Yeah,
Mhm.
average benefit should be less than 25.
they're saying because it's not hard surface, but they still have runoff. In saturated conditions, they have runoff, the district has to handle it. They like to say that they have the culverts carry the water through the railroad right away.
And their rail is built up so that we don't need it.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, they may or may not, but they have, get back to the streets in the town.
yeah.
The street doesn't need it quite if you have a storm sewer, but it causes water to go into the drainage district.
Yes, yes. So I'm not recommending any change in the railroad, but
Just given the fact that it's a railroad, and obviously that's not when it gets all said and done, it's not a huge dollar amount. What's the chances of them coming and saying, well, we're just not gonna pay it? We've had precedent on
I
that.
was gonna say, you're,
They're not gonna pay anything they don't.
So then what?
They don't like to.
They've been
No, they
here
don't.
before.
They're gonna come, they wrote down a number, and they're gonna come in here and tell you about that number.
They've been
They're
here
gonna fight
before.
tooth and nail on that number.
We had 7 lawyers here one day, and they didn't know what a tile was, they thought it was something on the floor.
Like you said, Rick, they have more money than who knows what.
yeah.
I don't even know what the comparison is.
They get towns and residences in a bad position because how do you fight them?
Well, so what we're looking at, I appreciate and understand the concern from the city of Gilmore City. I mean, that is a legitimate thought process, and it makes sense. But if you put that aside for a moment, and then you look at the railroad, and we've already got precedent on this, in another drainage district in the county, they're gonna come in and say, we said 25, and that's what we're gonna do. And we don't care, we'll take this drainage district to court, and we're talking, we'll use a figure that's on here, approximate $65,000 levy. That means nothing to them. They'll spend $6 million fighting $6,000.
Probably they have.
That's no lie. So then what do? Then we come back and say, oh, gosh, we can't, and we can't, but this, and we don't pay it, the county doesn't pay it, drainage district number 92 pays the legal fees. Am I correct?
Not necessarily. Here's a possible scenario.
I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate,
Yeah.
but
if you approve this today, the railroad will get word of that. They have 30 days to file a claim in district court. And they're gonna have to prove that it's not a good claim. But how are they gonna prove that, I guess? I mean, we've got...
Well, who are they gonna go to battle with, and who's it gonna cost in the litigation, saying, I believe, and we believe this is correct, and it's fine the way that you
Yeah.
put it together.
Yeah,
But there again, that's where precedent, you know, the drainage district ended up paying some court costs.
What we need to do is figure out a way to collect the money before we fix the tile. Well, I'm serious,
Yeah.
if Doug would've said, well, it's gonna cost around $60,000 to fix it, okay, well, then we'll assess that, and then when you pay we'll get rid of your water. Because otherwise, we're the ones sitting here holding the bag, because it's like the taxi guy that's sitting out the curb, he don't care how long you sit in there and mess around, the meter's running, well, we're paying the interest on it.
Mhm.
We continue to pay the interest on it, we gotta figure out, somehow, we gotta make it work. Everybody can argue all they want, but somebody's gotta,
I really don't think the railroad's gonna be too upset about this.
We went round and round with them once before and ended up settling. Union Pacific.
mhm.
My point is, if it gets back to a drainage district, any drainage district, number 92 in this case, and they litigate $6,000, which they will, they may not. And it gets, you can't, speaking of time, and we saw this already, so you gotta learn from your mistakes, it went back, and the drainage, and then, like Bruce said, it adds interest, it adds time, it adds expense, and we just don't wanna go there.
But this is a entirely different scenario than the thing in Livermore.
You think so?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
yes, this is entirely different.
well, then
Okay.
someone make a motion, let's move on.
Well, I'll make a motion to accept the DD number 92 reclassification report.
We have a motion.
I'll second that motion.
And a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign. And note that Gilmore City and the railroad are questioning it.
Hope your optimism is correct, yeah, it's not quite fixed, what's up there.
Our budget
They're bad.
fall.
Oh, yeah.
It won't even wouldn't be levied till then, will it?
No, it'll
Be
be
September.
payable when?
payable.
March?
I mean, if the city
September.
chooses to
September.
then do payments.
September 30th.
Landowner,
Yeah, 'cause we already did our budget for
yeah.
Mhm.
19, so.
Mm-hmm.
So, did the board set 10 or 20 years on this? I don't know that you, I mean...
We haven't,
Yeah, okay,
we haven't done levy.
okay.
I guess the school district being the same problem, because their budget's already done.
Right.
And we made flush money there, so they'll have to,
Would, just for information, do you think the city would like to have the option available to go 20 years, or 10?
I would say 10, but
So he goes back and visits with them and asks them.
Mhm.
we'll have a meeting, on the 9th, second Monday.
Okay.
When do we determine that?
That's gonna be,
'Cause has that gotta be,
Before the levy is really the only...
we give that option, we
That's
give them the option, they don't want to exercise it, they don't have to, so
That's true.
nothing
That's
wrong
right.
with giving the
So
option.
another scenario, if the railroad doesn't pay, then we gotta pick up more of their share?
Somebody
You're
would.
saying somebody has to pay it, so it's gonna get handed down to the rest of Gilmore City.
Purely
The railroad doesn't-
speculating.
That is speculating, and I'm-
Speculation.
They asked for a notice of a public hearing, and they knew about this meeting day, and they didn't show up, so they must not
Well,
be
he
too...
didn't show up, but he
They
had
sent a
filed a
letter.
written appeal, so
Yeah.
it's in, it just says, please.
And they're not being
notice of all
treated
future hearings
any
and-
different than anybody else, so I don't know what
Right.
the excuse is.
I think it's their standard procedure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think she hit the nail on the head.
Form letter.
And I asked them, I said, are you gonna be doing this every one of
and I
them?
was gonna
Yeah,
pay
you
you
said that to them, didn't you?
100,000 a year, whether you did anything or not.
So,
All right,
To keep their people employed.
sorry, Lowell,
I think
I mean, I'm just, and I'm not cutting them any slack there.
we got, anything else? You wanna go over
What
your,
we found out the
What
last
did
Did
year.
you vote on that? Did we vote?
would they email you?
Had them in
About-
here, they were saying it had no benefit.
South Dakota?
Going back to the
Oh,
original
yeah.
one that
Turkey and Sons.
Designed. They paid a huge portion
Um,
when it was designed.
the amount that they owe
And so they told
on their
Was it
claim
on this
with
one?
No,
WNH,
it's on the one in Livermore.
$6,400.
Told their attorney, says,
$6,500.
back when it was built, you
I
thought
thought
it was
it was
very
closer to
important, you
8,
paid
but-
2/3 of it. Now you
Back
say
when
it's not
WNH
important.
called back.
So what changed?
And
then they
I don't know,
decided
do
to pay
you
it.
know where that's at right now with you guys? What you plan to do?
Well,
John isn't in there.
What was the question?
how to handle DD3 and claims against the contractor. He has some cleanup to do yet out there.
Still have some dirt to level, they have
Yep.
pipe that hasn't been picked up, and they want the money.
Right, I know the story, I just, sorry,
Yeah. No,
I'm
that's...
still fighting railroad stuff here.
Okay, you approved a change order for a bunch of outlet work, which really needed to be done. That was all by a subcontractor. He has not been paid, but he's not complaining. I've talked to him personally.
Which one? Keith is not?
No,
Brenda.
M&S or something it's
Oh,
called.
that one.
The sub that did the outlet pipe work. So, I'm not sure what his feeling is. It appears that he's willing to wait till Yerke gets paid before he gets paid. But the co-op filed a claim for unpaid fuel bill of something over $6,000. So the question is, how do we handle this legally as far as payment? Do you make these payments to Yerke to cover all this and then rely on the bond if necessary? So I left word in John Beatty's office about needing to talk and how to best handle this. And didn't he say no more payments? He was gonna do a letter, right?
Yeah.
Saying, pay the bills and we'll process these pay estimates.
Say that again?
Pay your bills and we'll process the pay estimates to get you paid up.
Oh, your keys, pay your outstanding
Yeah,
bill.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yes. So it's, yeah, I've talked to Yerke directly,
Well,
we've
that's
emailed back and
the
forth
way
a
it
couple
should
of
be.
times. Yeah. I understand people being in maybe a tight spot cash flow wise or whatever, but still,
Well, my question is, and I don't, none of us are lawyers, but is it really any of our concern that W&H?
Yeah, that's really none of our business.
We don't have any
Our
control over if
contractor
they
is
get their
Yerke and
checks for their
Sons,
fuel
when they get
or
their
not,
work
do
done,
we?
we'll pay them.
They pay,
I don't
they do
care
their work.
what happens.
The services rendered hadn't been done, so why pay them?
The tile or the old stuff is still sitting out there, and if the stuff isn't leveled out, as soon as that's done, then we would assume that it's completed.
yes.
When we have our completion
Then our
hearing,
completion hearing is,
then we pay them.
we push forward and let them worry about their own fuel.
They may have to go to the bank.
It's hard not to relate this to like a city job where you get lien waivers from everybody, before you make final payment. You absolutely have the right to do it, just like you're saying. But I wanted to get John's input, just to
Yeah.
get his recommendation.
Yeah.
I understand.
Everything anymore, you have to clearly...
John's gonna be down for other things here shortly, if,
Oh. If
we
there's
get
a
to that
chance.
point.
Okay.
There's a chance to catch him.
All right, we'll touch base with him,
Yeah.
see how he wants to pursue.
Cleanest by far is just like you guys are saying. Finish the
Get
work.
your job done, we'll
make
pay you.
payments, and you pay people, and we
Yeah.
have the bond there to protect us.
Mhm.
The law be on our side.
Yeah.
Anything else? Was I supposed to sign any of that that you pushed over there? I signed it the other day, didn't I? All right,
Thank you, Rick.
thanks, Rick.
Yeah.
Oh,
More,
you're not done?
more.
I'm not done.
Oh.
This will be quick, though. DD4, the D&D is doing, got most of the work done on. We were asked to evaluate downstream pipe and what needs to be fixed. There are a bunch of outlets that are a problem. So, we wrote it the other day, I say we, openly, I didn't write it obviously, but, we wrote both sides of this, finding the locations and measured every one of them. This is 12 pipe that need repair downstream from 4. We stopped work way at the right edge of that paper, the sheet I gave you. You can see there's 12 of them. This includes a pipe just downstream from Rasmussen's field crossing that's gonna be done, that's towards the left end of the page.
Mhm.
In our work out there, we've discovered that there's a lot of silt in this ditch. We were hoping we could do spot cleanouts, just to slough off some things. There's a lot of silt. So I'd like to talk to some property owners, get their general feeling on doing some more work downstream digging too. But for now, this is the pipe work, and we figured to have the contractor that has the contract go ahead and do the pipe work when he gets the opportunity. This is over and above the contract, so it won't be considered part of the completion. This'll come this summer, getting...
So you're saying to clean the silt out, then fix the pipe?
Well, I think we should go ahead and fix the pipe, because those are typically above the flow of the water, so we get those functioning. It'd be great if we could time it to clean it out.
Question, are these pipes are through the bank pipes?
Yes.
They're not tile pipes?
Well, they're,
Tile outlet pipes or some of them?
they're either on a tile or a surface drain.
Okay, so it's just not surface drain pipes, it's
Right,
tile
right.
outlet pipes, okay.
Yeah, fair amount of it's tile outlets, we just call them outlet repairs, whether it's a surface
Okay.
drain or a
So
tile.
by doing these pipe now, we could get them done by just doing a work order on them?
Yeah.
And I have had calls from the landowner out there wondering if they were gonna fix them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I told them that,
Rasmussen that went, we asked people to let us know where theirs were, and he actually gave us a drawing that showed where his were.
you know, that's a different landowner, him had
Okay.
requested it also,
Okay,
so.
well, we knew
Is
this
there,
contractor
do you
was
have an
busy.
estimate on it, or?
No, we'll
just-
use the existing prices, is what I figured, that would help save some money, by having those prices already, so. I'm not asking necessarily for the approval here, but this is what landowners wanted, and so we gotta count on it, and then talk to the contractor about it.
Okay.
Makes sense.
What, get back to the status of the drain, clean out of the ditch,
Mhm.
where we at, I mean, where is,
He's 90% done, there's some leveling needs to be done, and the pipe work needs to be done.
okay,
It needs to be finished. The good thing is he's doing a real good job.
right.
I'm so happy about it. So,
I also visited with, John Opine yesterday at church, and he talked to Lund over in Eagle Grove, 'cause they were gonna be there first thing this spring. Well, they still have it on the front burner, so hopefully that's gonna get pulled
Okay.
and, but now with the snow they have, probably gonna get pushed back a little bit, so at least he touched base with Lund, so.
I did send a letter out to the DD3 landowners saying that things weren't done. Things like leveling and disking had to be done, debris and rocks picked up, just to let them know, and then ask them to contact me if they had anything in particular to add to that.
Oh, good.
All right. Good. Yeah, so they're informed.
All righty.
Trish about got her paper filled up, so it must be getting close to being done, drainage.
Is the majority of you coming for the meeting?
Yeah.
Got my fingers crossed.
I can't make it, I gotta go to another mental health meeting in Osage.
Okay.
Unless you guys wanna go to that, and I'll come to drainage meeting.
No.
It's unanimous, it sounds like, Carl, it's yours.
If not, I'd entertain a motion.
Will we go out of drainage?
Yeah, 'cause we're gonna do that meeting in here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second, any discussion? We're out of drainage. All in favor?
Aye.
Steve wants to go to work.
Steve is ready.
He's chomping at the bit.
Said he wanted to see what numbers. Oh, sure.
Thanks, sir.
Goodbye.